Hello, Shane McCusker here, Intelligent Software. I'm joined by the miracles of Skype with Nicolene Di Bartolo of Nicolene Di Bartolo Management Appointments. And today we're going to be talking about recruitment and how's it been. Nicolene, you're very welcome to our very short video. How are you?
Well, thank you, and yourself.
I'm wonderful. Nicolene, maybe you could just start off by giving us a quick introduction to yourself. I'm sure everybody knows who you are, but just for completeness, and then the video goes round the world.
Okay. My name is Nicolene Di Bartolo. As you know, I run 4 small niche recruitment businesses. It ranges from executive search through to recruitment advertising. Each company operates in its own capacity, with its own areas of specialization, with its own team to support it. I'm very happy to still be managing all of them amidst the crises that everybody's gone through, but I think that 2011 should be a bit of a turn.
We have seen over the last period of time the world descending into economic turmoil and the recruitment industry being very much at the brunt of this level of turmoil. How has it been for the last period of time for you? And
I think the recession is only partly responsible for the position that the recruitment industry is in. The recruitment industry lag behind in terms of innovation and adapting to change. And had they perhaps adapted a little bit sooner and changed to market needs and trends, the recessionary hit would not have been as bad for some organizations. I think the things that have had major impact in the recruitment industry in South Africa has been the embrace of the e-technology at the corporate level now. I think everybody was caught a bit off guard, and when I say everybody, I'm not referring because I've been in that space since 2001. I think there are too many recruiters that have not embraced what technology can mean for them and their clients, and instead of understanding how the client is planning to use the technology, they've steered away from that, and I think in the process they've also lost clients because they haven't gone in feet first to go and find out how it's going to work and what their place is going to be in that process. So that is one factor. I think that South Africa still has a problem with the interpretation of the BEE code. So a lot of the larger corporations seem to catch all the wind, as they say, but some of the smaller companies have actually really been at the wrong end of the stick. Corporates are referring to the codes in a different way to what it should be interpreted.
do you think it's becoming harder to be a recruiter, or is technology actually making it easier?
I think it's a combination of both. I think it is harder because of technology being available. And not everybody is in a position to embrace technology. We have a lot of technophobias, and similarly the recruiters have not necessarily adopted the e-recruitment platforms that are available because there's a technophobia issue or just a lack of interest, quite frankly. So it has played a role. It's made it difficult in some ways, and in other ways it's made it very easy, and it depends on whether or not you've embraced it or not.
The problem is still fundamentally the same, that it's still very, very difficult to find somebody to do a job that you want them to do. The technology changes the rules of the game a little bit in the sense that there are more opportunities. To some extent it's made it harder.
Yeah. I think the mere fact that I have been able to diversify and branch out into other specialist niche areas has allowed me to maybe sustain myself a little bit better than just being a recruitment agency who works on a contingent success fee basis. I'm in a position to offer solutions to the client, and that's maybe where the value add comes in. It's not just about get the spec, run your search, send the CVs and hope for a placement. It's very much around what does this job entail, how are we going to find the person, what's going to be the best methodology, how important is technology going to play a role in identifying the right resources, what media are we going to be using, and sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you can just pull a candidate off a database. But I think gone are those days, and the database is no longer the advantage point.
there were a lot of people in the industry who didn't almost provided an admin function for HR, and that seems to have gone in that HR are realizing that they can do a lot of that stuff themselves, and now the third-party recruiters are having to retreat to their core to add value, and it's where you're bringing expertise is where we're seeing the companies moving forward and analysing what it is they're actually charging their customers for, and that is changing. It's interesting to see how the way that you're doing that with the diversification and the spreading your services, but still targeting niche markets. It seems to be working well for you.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of recruiters out there that will use the term headhunting very loosely. For example, executive search business, that it is executive search in the true sense of the word, charging 30% on a 3-tier payment basis, and it's not just picking up the phone and hoping you hit a good target on the other side of the line and call that headhunting. We all do that as recruiters in the traditional sense of the word, and headhunting quite luck. But unless you're charging for a headhunting service, you're doing yourself a complete injustice as far as selling your skills and expertise are concerned. And the sooner the recruiters realize that they should be selling their services and not just rely on a contingent fee, the better this industry is going to get. And I think those that survive the change will become sought after for their skills and expertise, whereas at the moment the industry as a whole is being seen as a necessary evil.
Yeah, I would agree. I think one of my associates used to come out with a phrase that recruiters call themselves recruitment consultants, but very few of them do any consulting. And it's the whole concept of upping the value of being a professional service. And it's about, one of the things that I've been talking about for a long time is how the industry needs to demand more respect from its client base, in that recruiters are not really considered in the same standing, and wrongly so, as accountants or legal people, and why not? They should be. But it's one of the things that I know your organisation and what we've been trying to encourage our clients to do is really to push the level of professionalism and demand more respect from their customer base.
And I think you can't demand respect; you have to earn it. And one of the ways in which you can do that is to challenge the status quo. And when the client says, I want to pay you less, then you simply say no and see what they do. And when you say no outright, it's very difficult for them to come back with another, they'll never say why not. But you've got to really, really stand your ground, and you've got to be prepared to challenge the status quo, but you've got to know what your USPs are.
Wonderful. Well, listen, Nicolene, we'll end it there, I think, because our time is against us. But thank you very much for your time today. It's been absolutely fantastic talking to you, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the very near future.
It's a pleasure. I certainly am very willing and able to share, I think. And if there's any questions further, then I'm going to be very happy to answer them.